Finish him!
So, in honor of the release of Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, providing players new characters to play as, which include veterans of the series Shiva and Fujin, as well as guest RoboCop, I thought this would be the perfect time to rank all 6 characters in Mortal Kombat 11's Combat Pack 1 from worst to best, based on my personal experience with each character, down to their overall design, combos, special moves, fatalities, competitive edge, etc, etc. Looking back on Combat Pack 1 as a whole, this DLC bundle had a pretty solid lineup of fighters to choose from, offering a good balance of returning veterans and guest characters highly demanded by fans. With my initial reaction to the Joker being the only pick I wasn't really too fond of, seeing that in my mind this slot could have gone to a more interesting character to play as like Pennywise, Ash Williams, or simply another Mortal Kombat alumni. But once you've seen my ranked list, you'll know my opinion on the Joker has changed drastically. And with that being said, let's get on with the countdown. Warping in from the future as my least favorite Combat Pack 1 character is the Terminator. Oh, where to begin with this one? Honestly, having the Terminator placed last on my list hurts my heart because I had such high hopes upon his reveal for Combat Pack 1. However, NetherRealm did do a good job with the design of the T-800, down to having players choose between having a more youthful T-800 or an older T-800 with and without battle damage, as well as good quality in-game intros, victories, and fatalities that provide entertaining Easter eggs and references to the beloved franchise. But ultimately the Terminator didn't meet my expectations gameplay wise. Even though the Terminator did hit like a truck, I found him to be quite slow and stiff compared to most of the roster, which made my joy of playing as the Terminator online more of a chore than anything else. Which is why I was a little concerned for RoboCop being added into Mortal Kombat 11, fearing that he would end up playing similar to a cybernetic rival. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Now I understand why NetherRealm developed the Terminator this way because he is a cyborg after all, and in the movies the T-800s don't tend to move with a lot of urgency when tracking down their targets. But if NetherRealm were to give this skinned Tin Man a slight speed buff for certain moves, the T-800 would most definitely be a more valued fighter for competitive play. Howling in at number 5 is Nightwolf. Now I'll admit I wasn't a huge fan of Nightwolf in previous games, but in Mortal Kombat 11 I found him to be a good all-around fighter. His combos and special moves are fairly simple to use as well as satisfying to execute in competitive play, seeing that Nightwolf has the capabilities of being an effective fighter from a distance and up close with his trusty Tomahawk, War Club, and Spirit Arrows. However, I'm not a fan of Nightwolf's Animal Spirit special moves as they're too gimmicky for my playstyle and his Fatal Blow is a bit lackluster to say the least. And the main reason I don't use Nightwolf as much as I like is simply because I find the other DLC characters in Combat Pack 1 are a lot more fun to play as. That being said, I have managed to create some cool character variations of Nightwolf, with one meant to represent Connor Kenway from Assassin's Creed 3 and Thunder from Killer Instinct. Whipping her hair back and forth at number 4 is Sindel. Honestly, I didn't expect to enjoy playing as Sindel as much as I did, because when the full roster of the Combat Pack was first revealed, she was the character I was least interested in playing. However, after experiencing Sindel's moveset for myself, my disinterest in the character immediately dissipated due to a wide range of combos and special moves that make her hard to deal with online, as she is armed with various mix-ups and abilities that allow Sindel to be greatly dominant in close to mid-range combat, making her one of those characters that is fun to use, but is equally irritating to fight against. Creeping in at number 3 is Spawn. One of the most requested characters to appear in Mortal Kombat, Spawn is surprisingly one of the more technical fighters to use within Combat Pack 1 and has a good amount of high risk, high reward moves to pull off in game. Meaning you can't just turn your brain off when using this character and rely only on a couple of moves, which caught me off guard at first because you'd think the inclusion of a highly requested character like Spawn would be a bit more casual friendly, but as it turns out that's far from the truth. So if you play Spawn like it's going to be a walk in the park, you're going to get severely punished quick. In addition, the design of Spawn in Mortal Kombat 11 is flawless with the various skins and cosmetics you can add to him. His fatalities and Fatal Blow are viscerally brutal and stimulating to the eyes, as far as over-the-top violence goes, along with Spawn having some of the best intros and victory scenes in the game that captures all the best qualities the character has to offer. Plus, being voiced by the one and only Keith David to help bring Spawn's menacing presence to life once more is the cherry on top.
You seem so familiar.
Like looking in a mirror.
Laughing his way to the number 2 spot is the Joker. Like Sindel, I didn't think Joker would be all that enjoyable to play as based on my experience with the character in Injustice 2, and figured that NetherRealm would be a bit lazy by just copying and pasting the majority of Joker's moveset from Injustice 2 into Mortal Kombat 11. But once again, I was wrong. NetherRealm gave the Joker a complete overhaul compared to his Injustice counterpart by providing the Joker a cane giving his attacks a longer reach, a Batman puppet that is actually a gun, gasoline used to light fire trails, and various other gadgets that make playing against a skilled Joker player an unpleasant experience. ultimately propelling the Joker to be a top tier contender amongst the rest of the Mortal Kombat 11 roster, with notable fighting game pro Sonic Fox showcasing how well-rounded / competitive the Joker truly is when he won the 2020 Final Kombat tournament, mainly using the Clown Prince of Crime. On top of that, Joker has some of the most entertaining fatal blows, fatalities, and brutalities in Mortal Kombat 11 that are equal parts funny as well as gruesome. Claiming everyone's soul to take the #1 spot is Shang Tsung. Still to this day, I enjoy playing as the evil sorcerer.
To this day!
Seeing that he displays one of the most fun / engaging movesets in Mortal Kombat 11 with his classic soul morphing technique, his various fire-based attacks, and wide range of combos to keep opponents guessing, as well as being able to use abilities of multiple Mortal Kombat characters like Ermac, Smoke, Rain, and Reptile to channel the inner
Ninja Man, Defender from the Shadows.
Additionally, Shang Tsung's fatal blow still remains in my top 5 fatal blows in Mortal Kombat 11, and not to mention Shang Tsung's fatalities are some of the most brutal / creative fatalities I've seen in the series. Plus, having Shang Tsung be voiced by and modeled after the legendary Kari Hiroyuki Takagawa from the original Mortal Kombat film makes playing as the iconic villain all the more pleasant.
Shang Tsung wins.
Your soul is mine.
So let me guys think in the comments section down below, who's your favorite character to play as in Kombat Pack 1? And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me on Mortal Kombat and other games in general. I'm DMLX. I'll see you in the future.